Yes, teacher.
Yes. All right. Thank you. So this is the very first time we see each other. So I suggest that we turn on the camera for a while. So we can see each other to say hello, and then after that, during the class, we do not need to turn on the camera. Yeah. Can we do that? Yes or no? So nobody. I see nobody here. Could you please leave the camera on for a minute? Yes. So I see you, Đức now. Yeah. That I see you. And others, please. This is the first time we see each other. Please. Okay. Bảo. And someone else. Yeah. Bùi Việt, huh? Bùi Quốc Việt. Yes. And where's Phi Nhung, Ngân, Huỳnh Ngân, Ngọc? All right. So I see you, Hải Anh. Hải Anh, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. So you have a very nice background here, Phi Nhung. Right. Yeah. So you see, I'm still in the north, so it's winter here. It's still cold here. That's why I wear the craft, and it's very gray today. It's not sunny today.
Where are
No,
you, Miss?
I'm now in the Hanam province, so I'm by my parents.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just from Hanoi back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, cool. So when we will fly back to Ho Chi Minh City? When you fly? When will you fly to Ho Chi Minh City? Viet?
Last night, it's
Ah,
so specific is this morning about 3 o'clock.
oh, really? Oh, so it means now you're already in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm still here. So I fly on Saturday. I fly on Saturday. So it means that next week I will see you in Ho Chi Minh City. No, but next week we're still online, right? Still have online class next week. Mm, all right. So are you all in Ho Chi Minh City, or some of you're all in Ho Chi Minh City right now? Phi Nhung, where are you now? I don't see you anymore.
I'm currently in Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh, very good.
I think
Hmm.
yes. I think most of my friends are in Ho Chi Minh City. Yes,
Oh,
some of them
okay.
are
Mm-hmm.
in the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm. Very good. All right. Yeah, so because today is the first day, yeah, so we spend some minutes to get to know each other. Huh? I guess that you first time see me. Yeah, or have you ever met me in other courses before, or the first time ever? Did you see
Yeah,
me?
I think
Yeah, yes or no? You
I think it's first time.
the first time. It's because I taught fundamentals of business management. So um, I don't know if some of you or any of you have saw me somewhere. But yes, I taught for the international program for some courses. I took I did the fundamentals of business management and strategic management. But if you're from the Toulon programs, and probably this is the first time ever we see each other, because I guess that you learned more about finance and insurance or something, right? Yeah, it's not much about management. Yes. Okay, so I think we can start now. Yeah, it's already 5 minutes. Yeah, then we start now. Yes, so the rule is that because some of you may be on the way, some of you are not really have a strong connection, internet connection. I'm here with my parents, so they have internet connection, but I guess it's not that strong. I hope this works well. But I suggest during the class, we do not need to leave the camera on. We can switch it off if you want to, because we can save a little bit the let's say the capacity of the internet. I don't know how to call it. But anyways, yeah, you can switch off the camera during class. But if you want to talk or you want to share something or you want to show your authenticity or you want to see each other or you want others see you, yeah, feel free to turn it on. But I do not force you to do that during the class. Yes. Okay. So let me share the slide. I think you got the materials, huh? Yes or no?
Yes,
Did you get the
teacher.
materials?
Yes, we
Yes.
have received
Okay.
from school.
Yes, very good. Yeah, but today is the first day, so I basically have some introduction and slides. Probably it's not included in the slides that I sent you. But basically it's not really important. So don't worry if you see something on the slides that you do not see in the slides that you received. Okay. So my name is Phạm Hương Dian. So I'm a lecturer at the Banking University, faculties of Business Administration. I have been here for about 20 years already. So I'm the old teacher, let's say. And I had about 7 years abroad in Germany. I did my PhD there, and I just came back in Vietnam in 2018. So yeah, so somehow old, but I'm also somehow new because after such a long time living and working and studying abroad, so I'm back here in Vietnam about 4 years ago. So I'm working for faculty of business administration. So I'm specialized in teaching um, business management courses. Yes. So I told you that if some of you or any of you have attended the fundamentals of business management, so maybe you have seen me. But if it's the first time ever that you see me, then it's also no problem. Okay. So I'm here with you to together we work on subject called strategic management. Okay, maybe this new to you. Yes. Um, yes. So the reason why we have to study strategy and strategic management is because nowadays doing business is much more challenging than before because the market is running very fast and everyone's changing. Yeah, you are changing and I'm changing, so everyone's changing very fast. The customers are changing. Yeah, so the customers needs are changing, and the customers behaviors also is not the same. They change because of the maybe lifestyle somehow affected by the modern technology. Yes, basically technology changed everything. Like recently, everyone, or especially if you go on Facebook, you will see everyone talking about Chat GPT, right? AI tools that helps you to do many things. Especially for like for me, as academic or a researcher, AI can help people or help the researchers to do research. Yeah. So now you can work together with AI rather than working with human beings. So the customers change behaviors and push the companies to the situation where they also have to change themselves. Yeah, they change the products to fit in the requirements of the customers of the market. and they also change to compete, right, in the market. So that's why strategy is becoming is much more important. But someone say that, okay, because now everything changing, so we do not need to have strategy anymore. So what do you think? Do you know anything about strategy? What do you think about strategy? Anybody can share your view. What is strategy in your understanding? Anybody? Yes, Quốc Việt, please.
Yes, to me, in my opinion, strategy is a long plan that will provide some guide for the whole company or the whole corporate to work on uh, one target.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, so anyone else? Yes, Nhung, please.
I think strategic um,
Mm-hmm.
management means uh, that when you can understand and see the performance of a company in
Mm-hmm.
not in the past or in present, also in the future, but
Mm-hmm.
then you can as you mentioned that environment is constantly changing,
Mm-hmm.
so when they can see the changing, so they can have uh, set of plans,
Mm-hmm.
the strategies, and to uh, to determine
Mm-hmm.
the goals and
Mm-hmm.
push the corporate to go further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what strategy means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice. Anyone else want to share your view? It seems like you know a lot, right? Yeah. So from Quốc Việt and Nhung, we got to know the strategy. At least you catch some keywords from their sayings. Um, Quốc Việt mentioned long term. Nhung mentioned target um, and future. Yes. Changes. What else? So many things. Yes. Plans. Yes. Tú Minh. Yes. Just mentioned Tú Minh, right? Or what is your name? Tú or Minh? So what is your name then? So Tú Minh maybe has problem
It's
with
mean chú ạ.
microphone.
It's mean chú.
Tú.
Mean
Oh,
chú.
okay. Tú. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah. So plan. Yeah. I think I can share something with you. The whiteboard. You see the whiteboard here? Eh, you see the whiteboard? Or you
No.
don't see it?
No,
No?
no, no,
Okay, let me see. Because I used to teach on Zoom rather than a Google Class. So this is the first time I'm teaching here in Google Class. So Google Meet. So let me see. What can I share with you? I think here you can click on the link that I sent to you here, and then you will see the whiteboard. But let me share the whiteboard. Then how? Share window, and then yes, it's here. Yes, here we go. Yeah, so here. So you see the table, right? You see the board, right? So everyone see the board, right? Yes, you can
yes.
write. Yeah, you can write on the board yourself. Yeah. So please pick up the keywords. Um, Nhung just helped me to sum up by some keywords that you mentioned about strategy. Quốc Việt, maybe you also help me to put it on the board. And Tú just mentioned plan. So Tú, could you please write plan on the board? I think you can on write on the board, right? You know how? Yeah, you can click on the text box. Yeah. For example, target. Yes. And long term, for example, Quốc Việt, maybe you can how you can try. Can you try? It's work, right?
I'm using a phone now, so I think
Oh,
it's hard.
okay. All
Sorry,
right.
sorry.
No problem. So I can help you. So long term, What else? Yeah.
A teacher, please give me a Canada link.
Oh, so the link is just right here. So that you don't see the link. So let me do it again. I think I suggest you keep the link, okay? Because sometimes we use the board, so it's better that we keep the link. Then, yeah. Somebody is writing something, but oh, here, yes, right, very good. So we have target, we have future, we have long term, and yes, what else you have? I just forgot. Hi, Anh just wrote here. Strategy is long-term view in business that allows the achievement of medium and long-term aims. Yeah. So aims or target is synonyms, right? Okay. So what else you have? Plans. Yes. Target. Future.
Teacher, like, can
Yes.
I say that the strategy plan usually made by the top manager? Like,
Oh, it's very interesting questions. Yes. Um, the top managers, yes, definitely. And top managers need to involve in strategy. But basically, in reality, strategy is not just for the top managers. It's not just about the top managers. We will learn about it. We get to know about it. Yeah. For now, yes. You think what comes up in your mind is about strategy is it's top managers. Yes, but strategy or strategic management gets involved everyone. It's not just the top, but it starts from the top. Yes, it's true. It starts from the top managers. Yes, so you can put top managers if you want to. Duyên put vision, mission, evaluation. Yes, very good. So why don't you put on the board? Or it's difficult for you to execute here? Vision, yes. Vision. I think you can do. Nobody see you, so you can just write it on your own, and nobody know who is writing. Don't worry. So evaluation. You put the textbooks that then using the pen because using the pen is tricky. Using the pen is tricky, so it's not that easy. It's better to use the text box then, the text box here, and then you put it here, and then you write whatever you want. Yes, yes, so far so good. So when I asked you about a strategy, yes, very good. So you have a group of three keywords: plan, decision, performance. Yes, top managers identify the organization's aims and objectives. Perfect. Yes. Everything about the strategy and strategic management we will learn in this course. But this is the very first time we think about strategy, and it seems like you know a lot. Yeah. Uh, okay. What else we have? Planning. Planning is very good. Planning. Do you remember anything that we learned in the fundamentals of business management course? Have you? Did you study the fundamentals of business management course? Yes or no? Do you remember? I think the first year. In the first year, you study fundamentals of business management.
Yes, we have learned
Yes,
fundamental.
exactly. So you remember the four functions of management? Remember? So we have here planning. So what else we have in the four functions of management?
is it planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, teacher?
Exactly. Yes, perfect. Yeah. So the four functions of management, yes. And the very conventional perspective. There are four functions of management: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Yes. And planning is much related to strategy and strategic management. But basically, strategic management is also about management. So the four functions of management will be included here in strategic management. Yeah. But strategy, when we mention strategy, basically we mention the outcome of planning. But planning, the part of the planning conducted by the top managers, yes. And the lower managers have to get involved later on. After planning, we have to execute, we have to practice, we have to implement the strategy. That time, the lower managers have to get involved. Yeah. So basically, the strategy starts at the top managers, but then it break down to the lower level and get involved everyone in the organization. Okay. Yes. Oh, so we have innovation, creativity, optimization, setting goals. Oh, optimization is very nice word here. Who put the optimization? Do you have any explanation for optimization? What is optimization here? Who want to share? What is optimization? Minh Tâm, so strategic setting goals using effectively deploying staff and resources to achieve these goals. Yeah. Deploy, very nice word. Yes. The verb to deploy. Yeah. So who want to explain what is optimization? What is optimization here? What does this mean? Yeah. I don't see. Nhung, yes, please, Nhung. Yeah. So because I put the whiteboard.
So
Yeah.
so I think that I'm not the author of that word, so
No problem. Yeah. But what do we understand? How do you
I
understand
think
optimization?
in Vietnamese I think it's mean bơ hóa. Yeah.
Yes. What
Yeah.
does this mean exactly?
So you it's it's like a process of using the all the resources and make it really effective use for a corporation. So I think that's called optimization.
Perfect. Yes, you're right. Yeah, excellent. Exactly what Minh Tâm is also much related to what Minh Tâm just wrote here. So it's about using resources, even employees, human resource, yeah, all kind of resource, effectively. Use the resource effectively. This is about management. So basically, management is optimizing. Yeah, optimization is always that requirement in management because if you cannot optimize the resources you have, that basically management doesn't make any sense. Yes, optimization, using effectively what you have, yeah, to obtain what you want to. Yes, optimization. Yet Bùi Minh Quân just put here the process of making something as good or effective as possible. Yeah, okay, yes, it's right. Making things effective, yes, or as much as effective as possible. That's the definition of optimization, yes. And Hải Anh said, I think optimization is the action of making the best or most effective use of a situation or resource. Yes? Yeah, right, optimization. Wow, so it's great here. So to answer the question, what is a strategy? You have already many different ways to answer this question. You're on right. Even though we do not have a one single definition of a strategy, always like that. We have never have a unique definition of strategy. Everyone has different definition. It's just some common or the concepts that we can agree with each other. And when you read in a textbook, you will find out many different ways people define or explain about the strategy. So let's see, what do we have here in the slide? Okay, coming back to the slide. I have to stop sharing this one and I will share something else. Share a window, right? Okay, so we go here. Yes. Yeah, so somebody say something.
May
Yeah,
I have a
yeah,
question?
yeah.
So I want to ask that
Mm-hmm.
if you, because you said that strategic management we
Yeah.
start from the top manager,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's I don't know what exactly top manager do, and the other workers or all the
The
workers
others
do
do. Mm-hmm.
for the top
Great.
strategic
Yes.
management.
That is a big question. This is a very difficult question. I'm afraid that I could not answer this question in just a one or two sentences. I have to answer your questions in the whole course. I have to spend like how many 12 or 11 meetings to share with you or to explain to you to answer those questions. You got what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we have to study in this course. Yeah, we have to study in this course how what is a strategy and how many types of strategies. It's not just one strategy, but there's many different types of strategies. And then we get to know what are the roles of managers, different types of managers in the different types of strategies, and then you will get to know gradually when we get into the course. Okay, okay, Nhung? Yes. Who's raised hand? Duyên, yes. Duyên, please.
Yeah, can I have a question like
Mhm.
your company have already set the strategic plan, but
Yeah.
uh, something new trending like especially Gen Z,
Mhm.
which make your strategy become obsolete, like bị lỗi thời cô.
Yeah,
Thì,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so do you have to
It's true.
change your strategic plan or do something?
What do you think then? Before I answer your
Uh,
question, I ask you back the questions. What do you think? Do you think that we need to change, or we must change our strategy, or just we have one strategy for the whole life?
Honestly, I think that we have to keep our core value. Like, uh,
Oh,
we will have to keep our vision and mission, but we change a little bit about the management skill or the way to manage our employees.
great, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. But you know, very simple definition of strategy is the way we get what we want. Strategy basically is the way or how we obtain our goals. Okay, so you would say that the core values, yes, or vision, mission, targets, or objectives, basically they are not changing every day. Yes, and the strategy can be changed. The target can be the same. Yes, you want to obtain, yeah, you want to become the best company in the entertainment industry in Vietnam, for example. That's your target, and the target can be for your whole life of the company. But the strategy needs to be changed. So the strategy is not just about the target, but the way to obtain the target. So definitely strategy needs to be changeable. Yeah, strategy needs to be changeable. So that's why strategy needs to be flexible too. Yeah, even though strategy, when you mention strategy, we talk about long term, future, and so on. But future is affected by many uncertain events, risks involved. So you have to switch, you have to change the way you're doing things if you want to be successful. Okay, so strategy is something changeable. It's not constant. Definitely. Zian, do you agree with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very nice question. Yes. The strategy needs to be flexible, needs to be changeable. Yeah. But how often we change? So it's not like every day, right? Yeah, we shouldn't change strategy every day. If we change our strategy every day, it means you do not have strategy at all. Yeah. It's not every day. It's not every week. Even it's not. Yeah, but maybe it depends on the kinds of business you are running. You need to be more flexible than other business. It depends on how aggressive competition in the market. It depends on how resources running or resources, whether it's scarce or it is abundant. Depends on many different factors. So how fast a strategy change over time, it depends on many factors. But definitely we have to agree with each other that strategy is changeable. It must be changed. Okay. Yes, Khang Linh. Yeah.
Yes, teacher, I want to ask about do the investor will involve in the process of making the strategy plan,
Mhm.
because, or they sometimes can be the one who decide the
Oh.
strategy plan.
So the investors, you mean investors?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
shareholders
the
sometimes.
shareholders. Yeah.
Yes.
So the shareholders, if you consider the company, very popular kinds of company is joint stock companies, right? You all know joint stock companies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, joint stock company. So we have shareholders. Actually, shareholders are the owners of the company, right? And to manage the companies, they need to hire managers. So the managers basically the one are employed or basically the one who are running business, but they need to be under control of the shareholders, of the owners of the company. So they are working for the owners of the company, basically. So the top manager, even the CEO, the top managers of the company, need to listen to the shareholders. Yeah, so they need to report to the shareholders. Yeah, they need to be careful and they need to be aware of the governance of the shareholders. So the shareholders are not directly managing the company, but they have the right to control, to oversee what is going on here and what the managers are doing. So they indirectly decide which way companies will go, whether the company should get involved into that project or not projects. The shareholders had the right to get involved to stop something if they do not agree. But basically, shareholders are not directly managing the company. Yeah.
Yes, I
But
got it. Thank you, teacher.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any further questions? So this topic is very interesting, yeah? Okay. I hope the course will be interesting to you. It's not just for the first time, but for the whole course, you will see this interesting. Okay, so if so far you do not have questions right now, so we move on. Here, the slides. In the slide, I have something to guide you to help you somehow to explain what is strategy when you are asked. Basically, I took the idea or the point of views of from Michael Porter. I don't know if you know Michael Porter. You know him? I don't. I don't think that you know him personally, but you know him by name, right? Michael Porter. Have you ever heard about Michael Porter?
Teacher, is he the one who make five force order?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Five forces. Yeah. Exactly. So that is author of five forces model. Yes. And many other models we will learn in this subject. So basically, Michael Porter is an expert and a professor in Harvard Business School, and also the expert in strategic management. Yeah, basically strategic management. So he is the one who have a very short, very simple definition of strategy. He said that strategy is fundamentally about choice. Okay, so it's about choice, about choice. So coming back to the question that Zuyan just asked me, whether strategy change over time, I say yes. And this really depends on what you choose. Yeah, your choice. Then your strategy will be changed or not. Yeah. So fundamentally about choice. So what exactly we have to choose then? So now, the first question or the first thing you have to choose is where to compete. Where to compete? Here it's not just mention geographical places or marketplaces. We just mention where here means it's also the competitors to whom you compete with. Yeah, which market do you compete? Which market do you offer your products or offer your services to? And which customers you will serve? Yeah, the market or where here you need to understand where it's just not just about literal meanings, but it's also about the virtual, yeah, the market, the competitors, the customers. You choose where to compete. Okay, who are your customers? Who are the competitors? And where's the market? Yeah, and you choose how. Yeah, how do we compete? How to compete? You use your resources, yes, but what kind of resources? Your advantages. You know advantages, right? Advantage in competition is very important. Competitive advantages. Have you heard about the competitive advantages? Do you know anything about the competitive advantages? Yes or no? What is competitive advantage? Anyone knows? What is competitive advantage then?
Teacher, like for
Yes?
in my opinion, I think that competitive advantage, like what is the strength of the company and what did they offer that different from other competitor in the market.
Yes. Oh, almost. Yeah, almost. But anyways, that is already something helps you to get what does it mean competitive advantage. Competitive advantage, exactly. That's what you are good at. Yes. Maybe it's not on your strengths can become competitive advantage, but definitely the competitive advantage is something you're good at. Okay. It's not on your strengths becomes competitive advantage, but what is your competitive advantage? It must be something you're good at or your strength, definitely. But its competitive advantage also, it's not just about yourself, but it also depends on your competitors, the market, customers. Yeah. So what are you good at? Yeah, and you can maintain it. Yeah, you can do it well time at time, and you can do it consistently. Yeah, you can protect that advantage over time, and you can use it as a core. It's like a weapon to compete, to fight in the market. Yeah. So basically, for example, Apple companies is famous for technological innovation, right? So innovation becomes the advantage, competitive advantage of Apple company to succeed in the market. So the good thing for Apple company is that they can maintain that innovation as the core value. They can protect it. Yeah, they can prevent from being copied by other companies, and they can be the leader in the market for such a long time. Okay, so that competitive advantage is not just about one day or two, but competitive advantage is that's something you can retain for a long time, and also you can become the best among others. You can do it much better than others. Yeah. So basically, how do we compete? It really depends on whether you have a competitive advantage or not, and what what helps you to have that competitive advantage. Okay. Starbucks, for example, Starbucks is a service company that they serving the customers. But what makes the competitive advantage for Starbucks is not about technology, but they're about human resource. Yeah, so they have the staff that very positive attitudes. They serve the customers well with the very with the feeling with the attitudes of being owners, yeah, of the host, yeah. They create a friendly environment for the customers. They serve them well and make them feel comfortable. So that's a good thing about Starbucks and a competitive advantage of Starbucks. Yeah, besides other things. So each company has different competitive advantage, and you will see that it's not easy for your company to have competitive advantage because every companies in the same industry want to have that. Yeah. So they compete each other and not as easy for your company to maintain that competitive advantage over time. Okay, so the third question is how do we execute? Okay, how do we execute? What is execute? What is execute? What do we execute? So we have everything, right? We have the resource, we have the plan, we have the strategy, we have the ideas, yes. But executions plays a very important role. So if you can't implement the strategy in reality, you cannot put hands on. You cannot really practice what is you have in on your plan. It doesn't work, right? It's nothing comes out, right? So execution plays a very important role. How do you use how can you use the competitive advantage to compete in the market? Yeah. How can you really put the plan into action? Yes. So that is execution. That execution. Actions. Yeah. Take actions. All right. So the very famous examples in strategic management. I don't know whether you know about the case of IKEA. Have you heard about the IKEA company? It's a very famous example in strategic management. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what do you know about IKEA?
Uh, they uh, they sell the product like home decor. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
yes, and their products are very simple and like functional.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But do you know anything special about this company? Anything else special from this company? The products is fine. Yes, products are favored. Yes. Um, the time I was in Germany, I visited IKEA very often. Or whenever I moved to a new place, I would go there, search for things I need to decorate my new place. Of course, I didn't want it, and I will not also afford to buy like a big wardrobe or a bed or something. But basically, like a cup or some small things in the kitchen that I would prefer to go to IKEA to buy this. Do you know anything special about IKEA regarding services?
Teacher, I just know a little bit about their product. Like, is the cost is affordable and the product is DIY, like they do it yourself by the customer, like they can make it by themselves.
Exactly. So that is very special about IKEA company. So IKEA is Swedish brand, yeah, for the furniture and yeah, kitchen stuff. IKEA is selling at very affordable prices. Yes. Even though products are good quality, yes, they have a good quality. I would agree that the quality is good, but the price is affordable and reasonable. Why they can do that? Even though they're selling their products in the center of Europe, or in American market, but they still can offer rather cheap price, yeah, low price. This is not very low, but they compete very competitive prices. And the reason why they can have offer such low price is because they cut off the after sale services. So if you go to the IKEA, you know why I didn't buy big stuff like wardrobe or bed, because I didn't have car, I didn't have van trucks with me, so I just went there by train and then I pick up things or carry things on my own. But most of the customers, when they go to IKEA, they bring their vans or cars with them, because that's the reason why IKEA is always located somewhere in very big or large areas where they have a parking places, a big parking place where they can bring cars and trucks and vans there to bring stuff home, because you have to do it on your own. So IKEA, if you go there and you buy stuff, you go to the cashiers and you pay, and that's all. That's everything they offer. So after that, you have to bring the stuff on your own, and then you have to assembly things. You have to equip everything on your own at home, install things and assemble things. Everything you have to do it on your own. Yeah. So that's why IKEA's products are suitable for young people. So they target the young people rather than the elderly people or maybe the middle-aged people. They target the young people, especially the students or the young couples, that people are just living alone, or maybe young couples or students, because we are young and we are healthy enough, yeah, to carry stuff on our own, and we have time, yeah, because we have time, more time, much more time than the elderly or the middle-aged people. They are out, they are working. So basically, IKEA just target on one thing, and the target on one very specific market segment, right? And they, how can they save? They cut off they cut out the cost and they save the cost, and then to offer the lower price, that to serve that's customers targets better. Yeah, they understand the targets customers and they serve them better, and they really can do that because they persistent, they're very consistent in the way they protect that or they execute that strategy everywhere. In American market, in European markets, they do the same, and they successfully execute that strategy. But you know what is the problem for IKEA when they arrived in Chinese market? So what is the problems for the Chinese market then? Anybody? You have any idea? Suppose IKEA's launch a business in China or even in the same in Vietnam. What do you think? What is the problem for them then? Do you have any idea?
Chinese have lower price product.
Yeah, in China, definitely you can find cheaper prices, prices, and you can buy things at a much lower prices, right? And the same in Vietnam, right? But what else? What else also is a big problem for IKEA if they launch business in China or in Vietnam? Actually, in the textbook that I sent you guys, you can find also one case study there about the strategy of IKEA in China. Yeah, who's raised hand? I have to go back here.
I've
Hi Anh. Oh no,
I think
who? Nhung, yes. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Sorry.
Uh, I think one problem that I have found out about IKEA in China, I think, is about the culture in China. They prefer the home, the domestic products rather than the other foreign products. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and because you know the style of the Chinese is different from other in the foreign countries, and
Mm-hmm.
also the design is also different from them.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think we have a different on that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I definitely agree with you that that point is true. But nowadays, with the like more mobility and people's just going around and Chinese, you see nowadays if you're studying in European country, you will see that it's a lot of Chinese students studying there. And young people are moving a lot and they learn new things and learn the new cultures. They adopt culture as well. So probably um, the culture and the customers' preferences might be not a big problem anymore. And Quốc Việt, what do you think?
I think another reason is that uh, they have used to being provide every everything like the introduction about the product and
Mm-hmm.
everything like they the Asian culture they have been used to the way that the seller will come will show off will prove will give information about the product
Mm-hmm.
and will do almost everything and that they just have to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the a foreigner come, they don't really know about that culture, and they have let the buyer do it alone, do it by themselves. So the China think that it's not worth it, so they will don't buy it. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's reasonable. Yes. What do you think, Duyên? So Duyên have something to share.
Yeah, I agree with it, and also I say that in ASEAN area, people must use motorbike like so they don't really like to to ride to IKEA lounge and then uh, bring it back. So
Mm-hmm.
in Vietnam and also China, they have
Mm-hmm.
a delivery system. So it's very convenient for them to click and then the products can send to our house easily.
Mm,
So it's
exactly.
a big
Yes.
problem. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I do agree with all of you. Yes, Zian is right. At the point where delivery service, or also the other services like um, fixing things, right? Fixing stuffs. It's very cheap. It's just not much money that you can call even your neighbors can offer offer a service for you, and just you pay them just little. They can do for you everything, right? They can bring the stuff, they can assemble things and install things and fix things with very cheap price. Cheap services, right? You pay just little. But in European or American markets, it's different. In European, for example, in European countries, if you want to fix something, suppose that your suppose what is like suppose that household appliance like something in the kitchen broken, let's say, you call them and then you have to order them a meeting or a visit, and then you wait several days until they come to your place, and you have to pay them a lot, you know. It's even one day, one visit. If they come and then even they do not do anything, they just check, they have a look, you already have to pay them like 100 or maybe 50 euros for a visit, just a visit, you know. So the services are much more expensive than in China or in Vietnam. So that's why IKEA would not be successful if they maintain the same strategy where they execute in American market or European market, in Vietnam or China. Okay, so that's why think about strategy. We need to think carefully because the choices you make need to fit in the requirements in the conditions. Yeah, you need to fix things, that to find out a way so that they can fit in the market, fit in the requirements, fit in the demands of the customers. It's not the same strategy can be successful everywhere in the world. Okay, one strategy might be successful in one country, in one market, but maybe a failure you will fail in other markets, in other country. So that's the idea. So a strategy basically fundamentally about choice. Yeah, but what to choose, you need to be careful. Yeah, you need to be careful what you choose, because if you choose something, it doesn't fit in the market, it doesn't fit the customer's needs, then probably it doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. Primark is a quite similar example. If you are interested in, then maybe you can study about the Primark case. Primark is let's say the fashion brand. It's not a fashion, a retailer brand in European markets, where they offer very low price, very cheap price, fashion, shoes, clothes. For example, in the center of Europe, you can buy a pair of shoes in Primark shop at the price of 100,000 Vietnam dong, right? You cannot imagine. It's such cheap price. Yeah, 100,000 Vietnam dong. You can buy a pair of shoes. Yeah. So Primark is just going to the low price market, low price fashion. Let's say the famous brand for low price. And they are just basically facing a lot of problems with the customers who are more eco-friendly. Yeah, they do not like Primark, because they are just often a very low price, made in China, basically, and it's just materials are not environmentally friendly. Yeah, so they got also problem with the boycotts in European markets sometimes. But still, they are still successful in there. They basically have a high profitability. So you see many different kinds of businesses running around, and some businesses are successful, many of them are successful, and some might fail. But it really depends on what they choose to do, and it depends on how they serve the customers they target. It doesn't mean that they are serving everyone. They choose who they serve, and they serve it well. So that's why. Okay. Okay. So basically, to conclude, a strategy contains something that you need to keep in mind. Yeah. The first thing, the strategy needs to meet the market opportunities. Whether there's something available for you there in the market. Okay. Whether you have the resources that you can obtain, or you can take advantage of the opportunity. Okay, you have enough resources or not, and the resources are valuable, or the resources are rare, or the resources can become competitive advantage or not, and the way you execute. Yeah, so all together will make your strategy. Okay. Anyways, when we talk about strategy, there's something very interesting that I introduced to you here, because a lot relevant here. When you talk about a business, successful business, we do not only talking about the company itself, but we are also talking about a nation, a country. For example, when I ask you about America, the US, yeah, I'm asking you about the US. So which products that you're thinking of? Which product are you thinking of? Or what do you think of when I mention the US? Which product?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. What else? Coca-Cola.
Burger
And what
King,
else? Burger
uh,
King. Yeah. What else?
Cars. Phone.
Cars, phones, yeah. When I mention Japan, then what do you think of? Japan.
I think like Toshiba or yes.
Mm-hmm. Toshiba. Yeah, what else? Toyota. Yeah, car. And what else? And when I ask you about Germany, what do you think of? How about Germany?
Cars, like
Car, yeah. Yes. Okay. So, how about Vietnam? Which
rice,
province? Rice. Yes, yeah, right. Yes, I'm thinking about rice.
Rice and fruit, fruit,
Yeah. Yes.
tropical fruit.
Fruits. Exactly. Yes, you see. So that what we are talking here, actually, we're talking about national advantage. The national advantage. So products come up to your mind whenever you will mention the name of the company or of the country. That telling you about what is the national advantage of that country. So basically, you think of the case of Vingroup and VinFast. What do you think regarding strategy? What do you think about the case of VinFast with the car, electronic car? What do you think? Do you think VinFast take advantage um, of a Vietnam as a nation, or any advantage that VinFast can take being a company of Vietnamese brand or something?
So for me, I think that VinFast have not a lot of advantage when they establish in Vietnam. First, because the electronic, the technology, that is quite hard for if everyone buy electronic car. It's very hard for them to to charge the car
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
it's run out of the energy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and also, right, not a lot of people can afford to buy a car, and especially
Mm-hmm.
electronic one. And third is about the environment. What would we how would we take the how would we I, I think that about the electronic sometimes it's hard for us to like to okay okay that's it.
No problem. Just try to formulate in a way you understand. Yeah, sometimes the words just doesn't come. But no problem. You can try to explain in your own words and make it a little bit longer explanation. It's no problem. But I got your point. Yeah, Nhung. Yes. When you talk about when you think about a VinFast case, and you think about a company who is going to offer very modern products, yeah, very modern technique, modern technology, let's say. And Vietnam is a country where we have an advantage in agriculture products rather than technological products or industrial sectors. Is not our advantage. So that is the first thing that you might already conclude about the difficulty or the challenge that the FinFast is facing, right? When they are going to build up the brand name for their car, they are already facing disadvantage rather than advantage. Because our nation, our countries are not having advantage in that field, right? So that's why even though we encourage the companies or like VinFast where they can go and break the circle, let's say, to do something different, yeah, and to make a brand name for a nation, for a country to be proud of. But we need to agree with each other when a companies or business is not going on the direction where we can take advantage of our nation, then they will have a lot of difficulties along the way. So that's the case of FinFast. Um, of course, we're not trusting them here. We encourage them to go on their way, but we need to admit that it's a difficult way. It's very difficult for them. But if you talk about electronic car, Tesla in the case of the US, that would be a different thing because American or the US is famous for the technological innovation companies. The biggest companies in technologies here are there located in the US. So they have many more advantages to develop that kind of products, modern products or technological products. That is not the case for Vietnam. So, but anyways, we hope that VinFast can do something, and we may somehow, in the next 100 years, for example, we can have something called national advantages of the country of Vietnam, maybe different from now what we have. Anyways, so that's if you want to understand further about what we call diamond model, that's also products from Michael Porter. When talking about national advantage, then I recommend that you can read the article. The article named "The Competitive Advantage of Nations." Okay, you can search for this article and have a look and have a read and see how we can understand the national advantage. Wow. Okay. So, but anyways, sometimes we might have a misunderstanding what is a strategy, even though we agree that we have different ways to understand strategy. But there's still some myths we need to be careful when we think about strategy. Maybe somehow we misunderstand. Yeah. We're not in the right way to understand strategy, and I recommend that you read the article to maybe understand further and to avoid if you are exactly thinking that way. For example, the myth number one: strategy is about the long term. Yes, strategy is this long way to go, and how to obtain the goals. It's not just today, but it's affecting the business in the long term. But if we say that strategy is just about long term, it's not about short term, then we are maybe not right. Okay, the strategy is about long term only. It is not completely right. Disruptors change strategy all the time. Yes, we are talking about the companies who are running fast, and we are working the business in technology industry, for example. They changing their strategy every day. No, it might be they looking from outside. You see that they have a new technology, launch new products, and so on. But that it doesn't mean they change their strategy all the time. Competitive advantage is that. Yeah, because we are talking about competitive advantage. I'm talking about national advantage. Someone say, okay, it doesn't matter. VinFast still can make a good brand for electronic car from Vietnam. It doesn't matter, competitive advantage or national advantage doesn't matter because the competitive advantage is that. It means it doesn't matter anymore. But anyways, still there. Because competitive advantage is not a just single one. But at the same time, any company have to develop different competitive advantages. And I say that it's hard for a company to maintain that competitive advantage over time. For example, the Apple companies nowadays, Samsung, Huawei, and other competitors can also run on the same way, and they can even have a more advantage in technology, and somehow they can take that position. Yeah, they can take the leading position from Apple someday. Yeah. So competitive advantage is not that, but if you are dependent on only one single competitive advantage, maybe that's a problem. Okay. You don't really need a strategy. You just need to be Azure. You know Azure, and this word is very new one, very expensive one. So if you can learn these words and you apply in your IELTS test, maybe you can earn a high score. Azure, you know Azure, this words, this one, Azure. It means as quick as possible. Yeah, as quick as possible. Um, anyways, doing or reacting fast in the market might help you to earn money, make you a big profit if you act faster. But being fast is couldn't a replacement for a strategy. Okay, so it's not compatible. It's strategy and being fast is not the same. Yeah, you need a digital strategy. Everyone is talking about digital and everything talking about AR and so on. But think twice, because maybe your business is more about conventional, is you're serving the customers are not fans of technology, digital products or digital technology is not necessary in your business. Yeah, for example. So this is the 5 myths about strategy. I recommend that you can search the article and have a read, and then maybe we can discuss next time together. Okay, got it? It's a little bit too fast, huh? You got it?
Teacher, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
I want to ask about competitive advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have to form it? To form the like, do we have to define our competitive advantage at the beginning, or we can develop it time after time when our business grow?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good questions. Yes, competitive advantage. Nobody has this in hand at first when we just start a business. If you have, that's good, because that's perfect. You are the one who won with a golden spoon in your mouth. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes yes. For example, the companies, a car manufacturer in Germany, for example. If you're now open a new business, car manufacturer in Germany, then you can take advantage of the industry, the car manufacturing industry in the country. So that's a national advantage that you maybe have that advantage already in your hand and when you started your business. But most of the time, the companies couldn't have that right away. They need to work hard toward that. They need to work hard to build up their competitive advantage. So that's why we can say that a business strategy is the tool, is the way we can build up our competitive advantage over time. So the strategy exactly the things, the way that you're doing to obtain the new competitive advantage. Or if you haven't got any competitive advantage yet, you are now the time for you to build it up. So while doing business, you can either take advantage of what you have or building up what you haven't got it yet. Okay? So competitive advantage, if you have it already at starting of your business, is perfect. It's good. Good luck, right? But if not, then you need to build it up. So anyways, doing business, having strategy is helping you to build up a competitive advantage. It's every business, I think it's most of the business drops in the second case. The first case that you have competitive advantage in hand at the beginning, but the second that you haven't got it yet. At the beginning, you have to build up from very beginning. You do not have any advantage at the beginning. they need to build up this every day, every year, and for a long life, the whole life of the business. So most of the company drop in the second case. Yeah, it means they need to build up a competitive advantage over time. They do not have it right away when they start a business. Okay, got it?
Yes, I got it. But
Yeah.
I have a second question, like
Yes,
about
please.
so strategy plan. Is it going to apply for all size of business? Because in Vietnam we have some business which is built up by the family,
Mm-hmm.
like the small restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that they still have a strategic plan, or they just do?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good because in reality, when we're talking about strategic management, this topic might be not interested by small business owners because they actually they're doing business without thinking too much about how long they can maintain their business. They care much more about whether they can um, maintain the profit today and tomorrow, and a shorter time, let's say this year or the next year. So they focus more on profitability rather than maintain the business in such long time. And they jump into taking actions. They react fast whenever something changes in the market, just because they want to protect the profit they want to. So it means for the smaller business, it's more difficult for that company to really practice strategic management professionally, or in the right, let's say, what we learned in the theory. Okay. Some companies, they maybe just have a plan. Yeah, a plan is not strategy. Okay, plans is included in the strategy, but plan is not strategy. Strategy is more than just a plan. A strategy is not just how to do the things, how to act, how to uh, correct things, and so. But strategy is about yourself, about how you define yourself, how you make your vision, mission, how you set your long-term objectives, who you want to become. I mean, vision. So strategy is more than just a plan. But for the small side companies, especially in Vietnam, when the market is not really well established, the companies just maybe just focus on the plans, yeah, rather than strategy. Because yes, so that's why if you ask a company about, oh, what is your vision, what is your mission, they say, oh, basically, I don't know, I just focus on, okay, so how many products I'm producing and how much money I earn every month, and whether I make profits every year. So that's what I care. And basically the market's very competitive, and I don't know, yeah, is it better forget about vision, mission, and targets and so on. So this is the case. So when we talk about strategic management, we most likely that we relate to the cases of the big companies rather than a small one. We relate to the more, let's say, doing business in a more, let's say, professional ways, or the big companies, or a lot of companies are running the business in such in a relatively long time, so that we can see the whole pictures of the company, and we see how the companies are changing, modify their strategy, and how can they execute, and we can evaluate the strategy over time. For the smaller ones, it's hard for you really to get information and to see the whole pictures of the company. So that's why to practice in this course, I would recommend you to pick up the companies that rather big companies. Okay, do not choose the too small companies to practice, because it's maybe difficult for you really to get enough information to exercise what we learned in the course. Okay, I hope that is exactly what you want to know. Or yeah.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Okay, I hope so. Yeah. So that's what I mentioned here exactly. What I expect you in this course, you need to learn in the theory, and then you need to apply for a specific company of your choice. Later, I will talk about that. Okay. Yeah, this is exactly what we need to discuss in this course, in today's meeting. Okay, so I recommend you to open the syllabus. I think you got the syllabus, right? Yeah, let me share with you the syllabus. And what we have here, what we have. Do you have the syllabus with you?
Yes,
Yes, so please open it. And here, I think I already attached the textbooks to the materials I sent to the university, to the school, the officer, and hopefully they already sent you. So you have the textbook with you. Now I'm talking about the assessment a little bit. Yeah, we're talking about the assessments a bit. So here in this course, you have to. So we have four elements created, four components, yeah, let's say, of the assessment. The first thing accounts for 10% of the total score. The 10% is basically our check your attendance, participation. Basically, it's not just being in class, but also how much active you are in the class. Yeah. So sometimes I might ask you to involved in some discussion, some exercise, right in class. Yeah? So you need to involved in or participate in those activities so that you can earn 10% first element. The second is a case study, the case assignment. So the assignment that you work together with your group. So today you have to decide with whom you will work in group because you know each other. So I recommend that you can choose your groups yourself. You can do that, or should I put you in group randomly, or you want to do it on your own?
please.
How many people in a group,
Okay, so
Miss?
we have 26, as I remember. In the list, we have 26 students. I recommend that we have 5 groups. So it means that we have 5 members in a group. Only one group may have 6 members. Okay. Let me check the list if I'm right or wrong. So we have here, yeah, exactly 26. By the way, may I check your attendance? If you're here, then say yes to me or okay. So hi, Anh. I think I see you here. Yes or no?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can
Gia
you hear me?
Bảo. Yeah, I
Oh,
hear.
present.
I hear. Duyên is here, huh? Yes.
Yes.
Thành Đạt, you here? Thành Đạt. Thành Đạt absent. Ngân Giang. Make sure that you say. Thành Đạt say yes. Please say something because I'm not seeing your text because I have a list here. Okay, it's better I share the list and it's better to share the list then. This is here. Okay. So Thành Đạt, actually you are here, huh? Ngân Giang. Yes or no? Ngân Giang. So Ngân Giang absent.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ngọc Hân.
I'm here.
Yeah. Kim Hoàn.
Yes.
Khánh Linh.
Yes, I'm here.
Xuân Mai.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Phúc Nam.
Yes.
Đức Nam.
Yes.
Như Ngà.
Yes.
Thanh Ngân.
Yes.
Phan Kim Ngân.
Yes.
Như Ngọc.
Yes.
Phi Nhung. Phi Nhung yes hả?
Yes. Yes.
Minh Quân.
Dạ có.
Yeah. Minh Tâm. Thanh Thủy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Minh Thư.
Yes.
Thùy Trang.
Yes.
Quốc Tuấn.
Yes.
Ngọc Tuyền.
Yes.
Minh Tú.
Yes.
Lê Minh Tú ha. Nguyễn Ngọc Minh Tú.
Yes.
Quốc Việt.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So basically all of you are here. Yes. Hopefully that you are you know each other and you might know how to set up groups together. Oh, by the way, who is the monitor, please? You have a monitor, right? Who? You. I don't see. Where are you? Say again, please. Tâm, huh? Minh Tâm. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So Minh Tâm is a monitor, and so I need to note this down here because sometime I need to talk to you, Minh Tâm. Minh Tâm, could you please give me your email address or your phone number? Yeah, in case of need. So you're the monitor. Okay. So if you don't mind, then please send me your number in here in the text box, and then I can keep it in case I need to contact you. So it's better. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll keep it. Yes. So do you agree that you make group together? Yes or no? Can you do that? Or yeah, should I do it?
No, we can do it by ourselves.
Okay, so you do it, huh? Okay, so so after the in a few minutes you will take a break, and then after the break you can let me know with whom that you group, okay? And you can send me the list. Maybe you can text in this chat box or somewhere. So let me know that you were in same group, and I put it in the list, and I will manage that group. By the way, before you leave for the break, and I will share to you the one thing, important thing here is the you have one class is Google Classroom, so we have to enter the Google Classroom so that sometime we can receive the materials or the homework from here. Where is the Google Classroom? I don't know how to share it here. How to share it? Let me check. Okay. I'm not familiar with this. So let me a tab, right? Here. Okay, got it. So here. You guys you see this, right? So this is your Google Classroom. So please note down this code, or maybe I can copy the link and I send to you here. And then you can click on the link and you can enter the class. All right. Otherwise, you can note down the code and then you can enter the class on your own. Okay. So because we have to work on this Google Classroom during the course, so anytime that if I assign you a homework, a group work, presentation, or I send you extra materials, I will do it on the Google Classroom. So please enter the Google Classroom. No matter you are the monitor, you are a group leader, or you're just a members, everyone have to enter this class to receive the materials or the homeworks as fast as possible. And also in your group, I recommend that you pick up one person to be the group leader. Okay, so you need one group leader. The group leaders will be quite important because the leader can manage your group work, and also that's a person who is representative for your group. Whenever I want to talk to your group or discuss something, and the group leaders also the one who submit the homework on behalf of all members. Okay, so if the homework or any work it's the group work, the group leaders, the ones who submit. Okay, so the members are not, yes, you shouldn't submit. Okay, you can submit, but it's not necessary, and I won't count the homework submitted by the member. I count only the homework that's submitted by the leader. So the leaders have to careful and work carefully and consider and remember the deadline and do everything so that you can keep track and fulfill all the tasks and requirements, so that your group do not lose any scores, yeah, because of the mistake. So that's about a group work. And okay, so going back here to the syllabus, let's see what we have. Okay, so you have one assignment, okay, and basically you have to work together in group at home, and then you have to make one presentation. So the case assignments, a group work, and that's you have to present, yeah. But before you go to present in the class, you need to work together at home. So that's case assignments account for 20% of the total scores, okay. And after that, you have a midterm exam. The midterm exam will be a written exam. It have two parts. One part is multiple choice, account for 60%, 60% of the total score, and 40% will be from one question, one essay question. Okay. So as basically the midterm exam will be somewhere in the middle of the class, and somewhere maybe we have 12 meetings, then let's say the midterm will take place on the 7th or maybe the 8th class. Okay, so after half of the meetings, we will make the midterm exam. And the final exam, the same format. You will have multiple choice for 60%, and also one essay question. Yeah. But you see here, the final exam accounts for 50%, and the rest belongs to the progress. Yeah. So half. Yeah, half for the final and half for the progress. I hope that you participate fully in the class, and also spend your time working on the homework together. And sometimes I give you bonus assignments. It's not compulsory, but I encourage you to take on the opportunities to get more points. Okay. So when you study with me, you will have a chance to earn a lot of bonus points. In the end, I will add the bonus points to the 20% column. So let's say your score will be added by the bonus points. Yeah. So during the class, if you participate in the class, you contribute to the class. The monitor Minh Tâm will help me to note down, or later in the end of the course, I will check on your contribution, how many times you contributed to the class discussion, whether you often ask questions or answer my questions, give comments to the presentations, presenters, give questions to the presenters, all contributions will be counted, okay, for the bonus. And Minh Tâm will help me, the monitor will help me to note down, and in the end of the course, I will sum up and convert into the scores for you, okay? So that is about assessment. Do you have any questions?
Teacher, can I ask about the exam? Is it closed book or open book?
Okay, good question. On the exams, midterm and the final, both will be open book exams. Okay, this means you can bring textbook if you want to print it out, because we are not afford to buy a textbook printed version. So I have an electronic version I just sent to you, and if you want, you can print it out for more effective. And you have the slides. You can bring on the slides and print it, the PDF file. You can print it out, and you can bring the exams. Okay, so the exams is open book. Materials is only the printed ones. Your notes also, okay, but do not bring your phones or laptops. Okay, electronic devices are forbidden. Yeah, but on the printed materials, written notes, something you can bring all. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yes, and about the criteria for the essays, like because I'm not very good at the grammar, like
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I know that writing is just not that easy. Writing it's an art. Yeah. Even for me, writing, sometimes I have to correct it again and again and again. So writing, yes, I do not really check, really put it the weight, much weight on the, not too much weight on the grammar or even formulation and stuff like that. I rather focus more on the ideas. So sometimes in the essays question, if you feel like it's really difficult to make a complete sentence, you just make phrases. You just write phrases, or you do not need to make a complete sentences. Okay, but the ideas, you need to try to make it clear. For example, if you want to give examples, to give some illustration, make it clear. Okay, just make it clear. Use your own words and explain it. You do not need to complete make a paragraph or something. You just maybe just put some bullet points and some short phrases, something like that. Okay, you do not need to make it like a paragraph or something like open ending, closing, opening, closing sections. Not necessary. Okay, it's no problem. Right.
Okay, so about the group work, so are we going to the total of all the assignment that we did together, right? Like you're going to calculate on the two.
Oh no. The case assignments actually, yeah, I say like, okay, you can work on the assignments that I give, but only one is compulsory, the one you present. Okay, so if you do all the assignments, I will give you maybe 7, 8 assignments, or maybe 6 or 5. But you do not need to do all assignments. Only one is compulsory for your group. The other assignments, if you do, then you can earn bonus points. Okay. only one assignment for one group that you have to present. You have to do it anyways. Yeah, you have to submit um, before the due date, and you have to present it, and all will be counted in the presentation. Whether you have a good content, you answer all the questions, the content is good, you make good PowerPoint slides, you present it well, you answer all the questions, Q&A sections, I mean, so that's all will be counted. So only one assignment is compulsory for your group. But if other groups, when other groups have assignments and they have to present, if you want to do that assignment, you can do and you can submit it, and I will give you bonus for extra assignments. Okay, for the assignments are not compulsory for your group, but you will earn some bonus.
Okay, so
Got it?
you give us the list of assignment, and we're going to choose which one we will do it, right?
Okay. Not that obvious. We need to make something a little bit more, a little bit surprise, then it's more interesting. So I do not give you a list yet, but the order of your group will be the order of the assignments, and the assignment will follow the list of the lectures here. For example, for the first lessons, it will be no assignment. But for example, the lesson number 2, when we go to environmental scanning, then there will be one presentation, one assignment. Yeah. So if you are the group number 1, then definitely you will have to present the assignment here for lesson number 2. And group number 2, next, yeah, for example, you have to present something else about organizational analysis. Yeah. So group number 2 will present lesson number 3, assignment. Okay, and so on. Yeah. So it means the order of the group will make sense, because the order of groups will be the orders of the presentations and the orders of the assignment, and the topics of the presentation will depends on your group order. Okay, so later I will make I give you the orders, and you first tell me who are in your group, and then I will assign which group will be number 1, which group number 2, and so on and so forth. Okay.
Yes, I got it. Thank you, teacher.
Oh, great, thank you. Any further questions? If no questions, then I recommend we take a break now for 20 minutes, and we see again after break. Okay? Right? So, see you in 20 minutes. Which members belongs to your group, and please let me know that who is the leader. Okay, so Minh Tâm is here. Hello, Minh Tâm. Yeah, so I will send you the list of the class, and then you help me to note down the contribution of the members, and I hope that you can help me that, because during the class I would not able to follow and note down any time that the class members contribute. So you can observe and note down every day. Maybe you can ask the class members to remind you how many times that they contribute, and then in the end of the course you will give me back the list. Okay, yeah, all right. Yes, so I will send you the list of the class list via email. and then you can help me to do that. So, group leaders, please. Yeah, I see here. Um, no, I haven't seen anything yet. So, group leaders, please text to me the list of the member.
Are we going to text here in the chat box
Yes, you can you can
person?
put in a chat box, so that I can collect all of this and then I put into the official list. Maybe send
Okay.
it back. Yeah, I will send it to Minh Tâm later.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let's right. So Tâm, could you please check the email? If you got the class list, I just sent. Did you get it, Tâm? Minh Tâm? Yeah, I think it's just text. Got it? All right. Thank you. Yes. So so the group leaders, please show up. Let me know who you are and let me know your members. Hello, leaders. So who's first? Don't worry, you can just tell me, and then I will make the group orders later. I will let you know which group which number your group is later. Okay. Oh, so you already choose group number 3? Oh, really? So you make together. It's already you decide on your own which orders. Perfect. It's great. So group number 3, we have who so Nhung is the leader, huh?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So you should let me know who is the leader. Otherwise, yes. So okay. Anyway, just here and group number 5, Khánh Linh is leader, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Mhm. Good. And Quốc Việt, group number 2. Yes. So let me see if you are here in Google Classroom. In Google Classroom, I see just 3 members here. So you should go to the Google Classroom, because Google Classroom will be the place where you can receive the information from me, the homework from me. It will be very important. Okay, so please, if you haven't attended, if you haven't joined the Classroom Google, please click on the link I just sent here. It would be very crucial for you to be there, because you need to. Yes, Nhung.
Yes, I want to ask
Yeah.
again because my connection is not really good.
Okay.
So so the group leader will receive information via Google Class, right?
Right. Yes. So you need to be there.
And
You need to attend the
so are we
classroom.
going to?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, okay. And are we going to submit the assignments on the Google Classroom?
Right, right. Yes. So anytime I assign homework, I will put on the deadline. So you need to follow the deadline and follow the guideline that I put on the Classroom Google. So basically, Google Classroom is the channel where we can exchange the information. And I was collect the homework via Google Classroom. So anytime if you are done with your homework, if you do not submit in Classroom Google, it means that you haven't finished yet. Okay, you need to submit it Google Classroom to finish the duty. Yeah. And please
Okay,
do
so
not, yes, please do not send email. Just submit it in a Classroom Google. Yeah. Okay, Nhung.
so the name of the file will write like group assignment and the group
Yes. Yes.
names.
So the information in file name, it's better that you edit first of all the group number. It need to include the group number, the assignment number. Yeah, normally I will give assignment number 2, assignment number 1, and assignment, and probably the date. Yeah, maybe the date. Yes, and then a file name. But the title page. Let's say in your assignment there will be title page. So the title page, it's your own design. You design it. Yeah, you can design it in your own way. But it needs to show your member list. Okay. Maybe the also the assignment number. And also it depends. You can try. You can type the topic of the assignment if you want to. So that is title page. In some groups, if your members are participating in the assignment but not equally, it means some contribute more and some contribute less. You can show also on the title page, show me that okay, this member participated fully and take like take 50% of the work, and the other members take only 20% of the task, and the others maybe takes 10%. So let me know whether you are working equally, you contribute equally or unequally, so that I can redistribute the scores afterwards. Okay. So the title page is not something fixed, but you need to design it in such a way you can let me know the members list, the assignment numbers, and the topics of the assignment, and if you can be able to settle down to distribute the contribution of each member. So put it on the first page, title page. Okay. Any further questions? No? Oh, but where the group number 1? I didn't see group number 1. Where the group number 1? I don't see group 2, 4, 5, 3. Where group number 1? No group number 1. Where's group number 1, please? Hello? So no group wants to be the number 1. Please let me know who is the group number 1. All right. So thank that. All right. Thank you. So this is group number 1. Yeah, so far I have list of 5 groups. So 6. So group number 1 have 6 members, right? Yeah. Thank that. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay. So your group have 6 members.
Yes.
Right. So other groups have 5 members, but except group number 1. Group number 1, you have 6 members. So keep in mind that you have more human resource. So I hope that you can do a little bit better than other groups because you have exceed human resource. Yeah. All right. So we have already the leaders. Each member has each group has leader, and I just remind the leaders, you are the ones who represent the group to submit the assignment, to contact me, or to communicate with the monitor for any things related to your work. And also, if possible, then the group leaders should give me also your personal information, like email address or the phone number or something, in case that I want to contact your group, then I can also do it. But anyways, it's not so important because I always have the information from I can contact via monitor. So maybe the group leaders should keep contacts of link them, so the leader is a monitor. It's important. Okay. Any further questions about the group? If not, then I would share the slides. So basically, what I expect from your group work is that you need to agree with each other. First of all, the leaders you know already, right? The second, you need to pick up one Vietnamese company of your choice. So this is the first time you practice together as the strategist. So the one who formulate the strategy for your group. Your group need also to set the strategy for your own group. And the first choice you have to make is that you choose the company. One example for your assignments later on. So on the assignments later on will involve in a business in reality. It makes more interesting, and also it makes your assignment more alive, more meaningful. I recommend that you pick up one company, and because that you choose the company on your own, so you have no excuse that, okay, I don't know about the company, have no idea what they are doing, and the company is too difficult to get to understand, or the business is difficult to get to understand, and so on and so forth. You need to choose on your own, and then you'll be the one who consult. You become the consultants for that company, suppose, right? So for this course, you are acting like consultants, yeah, strategic consultants. You're doing consulting for that company in terms of the strategy, yeah. So the task is it's challenging, yeah, because you are acting like expert. You're acting like expert consultants. You need to understand very deeply the business. Yeah, you understand them, and you need to know how to formulate the strategy for them. But you will do step by step. So don't worry. At the beginning, you just start with the very first stage in the strategic management. So basically, you understand, you scan the environment, you understand the background of that business, and then you will go into more details assignments later on. So, okay. So because we are not working in Zoom, so here in Google Meet, I don't know how to break the room, so actually we can't go to this private rooms to work together now. But I recommend that you can work together at home, or somehow you can contact each other and discuss which company that you would choose to work on. Um, and you can let me know next time, okay? Next week, you would discuss about the companies you chose. All right? This can be the homework for you for the first week. So you need to sit together and then decide which companies you choose. And next week, I will check every group to tell me which company you choose, and maybe you can tell me why you choose that company and how much you know about a company before we go into more details in the coming assignments. Is that okay? Yes or no?
Yes, okay.
All right. So that will be homework. Yeah. Okay. All right. So and now we move on. Regarding the materials, I already sent the slides and I sent electronic version of the textbook. The textbook is strategic management and business policy. Actually, we just focus more on strategic management rather than business policy or governance. But basically, the textbook covers many different topics, it's not minor, the subtopics of strategic management. Besides, you can also find out other textbooks, maybe also very useful, like the books, Strategic Management Concepts and Cases, a Competitive Advantage Approach, from three authors, the same name, David. So they're the family, they are actually family. So that's books. Those authors are also very key authors in strategic management. So I recommend that you can read this at least these two materials. If you have further materials, both in English or Vietnamese are on welcome, and you can also always can discuss with me any materials if you find out and you want to know more about something it's not included in the lecture notes. That's fine. You can tell me in the class or after the class or during the class is fine. That's his materials. Okay. Any questions about this? No. And if you want, sometimes I also recommend that you go on the website of the Harvard Business Review Journal. So where you can find, you can read 2 articles per month for free. Other articles, maybe you need to register, subscribe. You need to subscribe for further articles. But if you read only 2 articles for free, then you do not need to subscribe. So it's no problem. And you can also read other website materials if you find it useful for your assignment. But be careful because I think you have learned already a lot about ethics in academia, right? Whenever you do assignment, whenever you use materials, you need to cite the sources of the materials. So in assignment, don't forget that you always have the reference in the end of the assignment. So if you read any materials are allowed, but you need to cite which materials and where you can find that materials in the list of the references. Okay, don't forget that, because that will be counted in the score. When I evaluate the assignment, I also consider references as one of the criteria, okay, to mark your work. Okay, any questions?
Teacher, can I ask about the bonus point?
Yeah.
Yes, and you say that if we contribute to your lesson, like we can answer the
Yes.
question or we can ask the questions.
Mm.
Are we going to note for our monitor when we ask the
Yes.
question? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's correct. Monitor will be the one who in charge of taking notes and who contribute in the class. But you need also to keep track, because maybe monitors someday he's late, or maybe he's lazy. Sometimes the monitors forgets. Um, I recommend that you can talk to your monitor every after class, check whether he already notes it down, or if not, then maybe you can cross check together and you can tell him to add it. Or maybe a monitor can also share the file somehow, so that members can also check every day, every class, if your contribution already noted. Minh Tâm, maybe you can do that, huh? I know that you have many different ways to do it. I just want to let you do it on your own way. So maybe you have a creative ways to do it. And by the way, the monitor and the leaders are on. If you finish, you fulfill on the requirements, you are the ones who receive the bonus for being monitor and leaders. So you have duties and you also have benefits for that. Yeah. So please do it with your whole heart. Yeah. Take full responsibility. And in the end, of course, I would reward you some bonus for being a monitor and leaders. So don't worry, all your contributions are counted. Yeah. Yeah, somebody is raised hand.
So
Yeah.
I want to ask about the how you count for the bonus mark.
The bonus marks, it depends on what kind of the bonus. The bonus for the contribution, it will be scaled down. It depends on how many times that you contribute to the class. You will receive the maximum score of 10 scores. Or maybe you just get 5 or 1 or 2 and 5. It depends on how many times you contribute. About the assignments, the extra assignments where it's not compulsory but your group do, and then the bonus, well, it depends on whether the assignment is done basically fulfill on the requirements and done carefully, and basically whether it's outstanding or just acceptable, just certified. It is what decide how many scores that you receive. Yeah, so it's different. The contribution by answering question, discuss the issues in the class will have a different bonus, and the assignment will be a different bonus. Assignments will give you some different bonus. It's different from one to the other activities. Okay, but it's always have the scale. Yeah, that's scale. It is not like one time one score, 100 time 100 score, because I can't give you like 100 bonus because 100 is maximum score. So if you contribute 100 times, you get 100 scores. It doesn't make sense anymore. Yeah.
And teacher, you also say that for the group assignment, you say that we're going to act like the expert, because
Expert.
yeah. So in a consultant, which means like we are going to give them the advice.
Yeah.
Give them advice.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly. So that's what we are supposed to do here in this course. That's why strategic management course is a capstone course. Capstone means, okay, that is crucial, that is the key, that is very advanced compared to other courses you took, like human resource management, operation management, logistics management, etc. It's just a part of the management, part of the strategic management. Strategic management, you have to see the whole business, and you need to master in all kind of things. You need to know which way the business should go in the future, in the next 5 years. What should we do to compete in the market? What should we do to get more, to get extra market share, to expand the market share, and so on. So you become an expert. So that in that way. Of course, you do not need to take the full responsibility to suggest one strategy for a company, and they will punish you if the advice is wrong or the strategy is awkward. No, there's no punishment here. It's just practice, and I would try to put you up high so that you can practice and you can understand the theory better. But there's no punishment for giving a bad advice. No bad and good advice here. It's just basically you need to understand the business, and you need to somehow put the theory into the practice somehow. Yeah, it's just not like fully expert. Yeah, full-time expert. Nhung, yes.
I want to ask more about the bonus mark.
Yeah.
So when we give comments and or asking questions, so we have one bonus mark, right?
Exactly. One time, one contribution.
One time.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the end of the course, I will count the number of times you contribute. All right. So from the times of contribution times, I will count all the times, and then I convert a number of times into the scores. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So for now, you do not need to care, okay, how many score that we earn for one time talking in class, but you just care about the number of times you involve into the class. All right.
Okay. So
Yes.
the monitor just need to report the times.
Exactly.
Contribution.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. For exam today, I noted that Nhung and Viet and who else? Ling. So you contributed, yeah. So I know that, okay, rather many or 10 times or 5 times, but actually to be exact, to be precise, the monitor will be the one who who control. Okay. Yes. Any further questions?
So one more thing, that we are going to analyze the strategic plan from that company first, and then we're going to give them recommendation later. So
Exactly. So you need to go step by step. So the step, it depends on the process that we have to learn here in this class. So later I will introduce to you this process of strategic management. So that's actually step by step, step by step. So you have to do also the same. Yeah, you have to go step by step. Yeah, you will not directly give advice and give a strategy to the company, but you need to do step by step. Okay, got it?
yes, I got it, because
Okay.
I'm quite confused. Like
No, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, you worry too much, huh? So
okay,
don't worry. You will go step by step. So for example, today we just cover the whole topic so that you catch the overall idea. So you see, oh, the big picture is complex and difficult. But no, later we will go step by step. Yeah. So the overall picture we see, but we need to go in more details. So each and every part, we have to go details. Yeah.
yes, okay, I got it.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So now we go into the first lecture. So we will see what is the process of strategic management. We already got to know the definition of strategy. Yeah. Even a strategy might, you see that basically about choice, but what to choose and how to choose, it depends on a different perspective we look at. Some people say that strategy is just the long-term directions of a company. That's fine if you understand that way, and this is also acceptable. Yeah, but if you understand strategy is about the target and how to obtain the targets. It's also fine. That is also the way you understand. But what is a strategic management? So by definition, strategic management is a set of managerial decisions and actions. You see, decisions and actions. It means you have to make decisions. Not enough. Yeah? You need to take action too to determine the long run performance of a corporation. Do you understand the performance? What is performance of a corporation? What is performance then? Who can say? Yes,
I
please.
think it's all activities that corporation try to do to earn profit um, or many kind of things like yes, I think so. It's
The
like how
activity?
they do the business.
Okay.
Yeah, performance. Yes.
Performance is activity. Do you think so? Yes,
Um,
please. Yeah. Who just raised hand?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think performance and results of the company, the corporation activities.
Yeah, all right. So performance is the end result. Okay, so performance is not activities itself, but the results of those activities. Okay, the performance is the results of a business. But here you see long run performance. So what could be the long run performance of a business? What could be the long run results? What do you think? What could be the performance, a long run performance of a business?
like their goals or yeah, like their commitment to the mission, the mission that they set out
Mm-hmm,
in the company. Yes.
mm-hmm. But what exactly the commitment then? Which commitment then?
For example, like
Mm-hmm.
assist companies, they try to make commitment like they want to protect the environment or
Mm.
yes, some or like it, so like their a commitment to the customers. So I think
Ah,
that is
okay.
one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. That you are in the right direction. So the performance, a long-term performance, actually, is it not just number of the customers you reach out today. Yeah, it's not that's the revenue you receive today, but the long-run performance is the results as end maybe in 5 years or 10 or even longer. It's normally measured by, for example, the market share. You know market share?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, you know the banking industry in Vietnam. Which company, which bank should have the biggest market share? What do you think?
I know that the big four uh, bank, like the Vietcombank or Vietinbank, they have the
Yes,
biggest.
yeah, exactly. So relatively, Vietcombank, for example, they want to have the largest market share in the banking industry in Vietnam. So it's not that just 1 year or 1 day they can earn that market share, right? You have to look back to the history and how many years it takes for them to earn that huge market share. Okay, so the long-term performance can be measured by the market share. It can be measured by what else? What else? Accumulated profit, for example, the capital, for example, right?
Can the reputation, the brand names be
Yes, yeah, that can be the brand reputation, or brand awareness, brand value. Yes. What else? reputation is very subjective, right? But they always have a measurement of that. Even the loyalty of the customers, right? The customer satisfaction, the customer loyalty, right? This is not a long run performance of the business. Yes. So the size of the company, the number of the employees, number of the or the size of the capital of the company, the market share, the loyalty of the customers, the satisfaction, customer satisfaction, all those indicators represent for the performance of long run performance of business. It means that the companies need to work hard towards that performance, need to work continuously and in a long term to obtain that goals, yeah, that objectives. All right, that a long term performance of a corporation. Yes. So basically, strategic management is a process, and the company need to fulfill to work hard towards this process so that they can earn the best long run performance that they can. Okay. So by definition, strategic management process includes four stages, four main stages. And sometimes you can add it one more into the front, but basically there are four main steps in strategic management process. What are they? Can you guess? Can you guess? Yeah, this is model represent the process of management, of strategic management. So four steps in this model and this process can be called, first one we call environmental scanning. So in environmental scanning, you need to scan the external environment. We call external analysis. We scan the internal environment. We call internal analysis. So that is the first steps in this model. In the second step, we have the strategy formulation. So after understand the environment, the overall picture, you know where you are, how you are doing, who are your customers, who are your competitors, and everything we call environment. And when after understand everything, analyzing everything, you formulate the strategy. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that you directly advise the company and directly give them a strategy. You need to understand the whole picture of that business before you can formulate a strategy for them. And then you need to execute, you need to implement the strategy in your, yeah, in reality, let's say. You need to put into actions. Okay, now on the strategy, I need to be specified by actions, action plans, programs, process. Okay, and then you implement it. Finally, you need to check out whether the strategy is successful or not. We call the last step is strategy evaluation or control. Yeah, you can add it, evaluation and control, because as you remember in the fundamentals of business management, we have a four function of management, and exactly that we need to apply here in strategic management. We plan things, we organize things, we lead things, and we control. So that's the process of strategic management. All right. So going back here, internal, external environmental scanning. Yes. Strategy formulation, strategy implementation, evaluation, and control. And I hope that you still have something in your mind, some understanding of environment, business environment. What is business environment then? What do you think? What is business environment? Anyone can say? What is business environment? What do you think? What is business environment? We come back to the board. Where the board? Here. All right. So next here. Please share your idea about business environment. So what do you think? What is business environment? Please write down any things that you might find in the business environment. Yeah, who raise hand? Or you can also type it here if you don't want to speak up. You can type here if you don't want to speak up. Hi, Anh, please.
Well, I think the business environment is everything that affect the business,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes, exactly.
yeah, and the environment is divided into external environment
Mm-hmm.
is something outside the business organization, and the other is internal environment is inside the business.
Mm-hmm. Accurate. But do you know exactly what are they then? What belongs to the externals? What belongs to the internal? What
Um,
exactly?
the external environment, I think, is the competitor, the suppliers, and customer.
Mm-hmm.
And about the internal environment is about the physical resource, a
Mm-hmm.
financial resource, and the human resource of the business.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Do you all agree with that? Yeah, so the internet next, no? You see, when you understand, when you look at a company, you pick up a company, it's really interesting when you have a different groups and they pick up different companies from different business. You will see that if you pick up a bank, for example, a commercial bank, you will see that the bank would have a different kind of resources that they're basically doing daily business on. For example, human resource, almost all company have machineries or capital resource. So it depends on types of business. You maybe let's say utilize a different or use more this resource and use less that resource. It depends on types of business, but all kinds of resources in your business need to be in the internal environment. Yes, because that affect the internal environment where you are doing business. Yeah. And external environment includes all the elements outside of your business, but have impacts on your business. Yeah. So we call it external. Yes. So the suppliers, the customers, competitors, and even more. Government sometimes, right? The government sometimes is also plays important role in the external environment. And even you can see the war between Russia and Ukraine. You might think that, okay, it doesn't matter. We are here in Vietnam and we're doing business here. We have just a small business here in the city, Ho Chi Minh City, for example. We don't care about the war between Russia and Ukraine. You're wrong, okay? Because even the war happens between two countries far away, still they make some impact on your business. Yeah. So you see, the environment is very important, and you need to really understand and analyze them, yeah, carefully before you can maybe come up with a strategy for your business. Yes, politics and environment. Environment, maybe you mean the natural environment, right? I guess. Yeah, the natural environment, economy or the economic environment, technology. Exactly. So that's very complex. So the concept of business environment is very complex. So that's why we need to also spend quite a lot of time we spend like 1 or 2 classes to understand the business environment. It's very complex concept. I hope that if your group have a chance to work with the environmental analysis, then you will find it more interesting. Okay, so going back here. And what we see here, when I mentioned initial assessment. So even before you analyze the business environment, you need to understand your own overview of your business. That includes the vision, mission, objectives of your company. Set of the things you have to maybe to tell me next time, okay? Next week, when I ask about the companies, why you choose that company, please, or maybe you need to share with me what's the vision and mission of that company, to tell me, to explain to me what is that business, okay? Because you need to see the overall view of that business before you can understand the business environment. So that we call the initial assessment. Before going to the first step, you need to have the initial assessment. You need to also know how is business running right now, yeah, before you analyze the future of that business, because the environment is changing over time. So you need to understand how it's changing. So when you scan environment, actually you're looking for what change. Actually, you're looking for the changes in the environment, because the environments are not stable, not constant, changing. So the strategy that you might formulate and might advise a company is the appropriate match or fit between your business environment and your own company, your own business, your own self. So you need to understand the internal environment, and you need to understand the external environment, and you find a match between the two. Okay? So analyzing it not just one by one, but you need to match them together to find the appropriate match. It's like in Vietnamese we say biết người, biết ta, trăm trận trăm thắng, right? Okay, so that's about a strategy. So you need to understand yourself, and you need to understand the external environment to match them together. Yeah, and the what we call the strategic planning. Actually, that's important because you need to plan things before you act, before you organize things, before you lead business. You need to plan. So we always have strategic planning. That actually planning is done by the top managers. That we say the top. Okay. Yes. So.
Yes, I have a question about
yes.
What's the difference between the mission and objective?
Right? Oh, yeah, very good question. Mission and objectives. Actually, they are highly related. Yeah. If you search on the internet, on the website of the company, basically they will show you. Most of the big companies, relatively professional ones, they will show your vision, mission on the website. They want to publish that, right? So you will see that mission, vision, objectives are highly related. They're related. But the mission is more, let's say, the target, but it's very broad view, very overall, very broad view. The mission is like explain why the company exists at the beginning of their business, or they already know what is the mission. For example, the Vietnam Milk defines their mission is like the company to take the responsibility for the nutrition of the Vietnamese people, for example. So they want to provide the nutrition to the people, to serve people, the Vietnamese people, for example. So the mission is big. Mission is like a big objectives or target, okay? But the objectives need to be more specific. Objectives need to be smart, let's say, more specific, more it can be measured. It's also need to have time bound, clear time bound, for example, in the next 5 years, in next 10 years, and so on. So basically, objectives are more specific, more is clearer and seeable and understandable. It's more specific, basically. And the mission is just something like the company needs to act, need to take it, the duty, the responsibility that the company take it, and explain why they exist. So without mission, it's like the company is not necessary. The company is like have makes no sense. Yeah. So missions inclusion mission is like the sense, the meaning of that business. Yeah. And the objectives is more details, more specific, what they want to obtain. Yeah, to talk about your own self, what you want to obtain, rather than what you are doing as a responsibility and duty. Okay, I hope that helps you a little bit.
Okay, I got it.
Got? And it's still sometimes you're still wondering what is different, and be careful. Some companies maybe they, I don't know, I can't say that they're making it wrong, but somehow like they can't really make clear the difference between the vision, mission, objectives, and somehow they mix them up. So that's why sometimes I ask my students to rewrite the mission for that company, or rewrite the vision for that company, because somehow the vision, mission, they are lazy to rewrite them at the time. They just keep that mission. They already have it long time ago, and maybe now it doesn't fit the situation anymore. So the objective, mission, visions all need to be modified, need to be adjusted, need to be correct, need to be rewrite on over time. Okay. Yeah, hope so. Hope you got.
Okay, teacher. So the mission, is it relate to the long-term performance when we look at?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. The mission is very long term. Yes, because the mission explain why the companies exist. It mean until the companies exist, until the company still works, the mission is still there. Okay, the mission is still there, and the mission is still the same. Yeah, and the objectives is need to be maybe shorter and more specific, and adjust more often. The mission can be adjusted, can be changed, but it's not like every 5 years, maybe like 30 years or 20 years or even 100 years. Yeah, the mission can remain maybe in even 100 years. If you look at the companies like a big Siemens, a Bosch company from Germany, for example, they maintain their business already like in 300 years or something. So they're very old, and the mission might be still there. Their mission is still there, but the objective will be changing over time. Okay.
So if we choose a company that we want to represent to you, so can we choose a company that just a startup, like it's just for a short time, maybe 2019?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Any companies have its own characteristics or features. If you take the example, might be for the old company, you have something at advantage. For example, you can get the information, more information about the company. The company, if listed in the stock market, even you have more advantage because you can get a lot of information about the company available on website, on internet, on the stock market. But for the companies maybe younger and maybe just established, or maybe just newborn, maybe you do not know much about that company, but unless you have the resources of information, you know how to get information, and you understand that business well, why not? You can choose. Okay, no problem.
Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm. But be careful. You think carefully because that is your strategy. So if you choose it wrong, if you make a wrong decision, or basically you choose something is offer you more disadvantages rather than advantages, then that is not a good choice. That's why I told you that choosing something is your strategy. Yeah, starting this course needs also strategy. So which company you choose is also part of your strategy. So make a good choice.
Yes. So because right now I watch a lot of Shark Tank in Vietnam, and there's a lot of company when they call for the invest of money, they tell us about what they're going to do in the future, like what is their plan. It
Yeah.
makes me feel like, okay, if I pick those company, I can know what their vision and their objective, like 5 years, what they're going to do. But but after that show, when I check on the online about those company, they did not tell us a lot more about information what happened after the show and what did they.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm confused.
Yes, you're right. Yes, so that's why my students sometimes they come to me and say, "Oh, please, teacher, let us choose another company," because well, we jump into a company. Finally, we found out that we couldn't find any information about them. It's really hard for us to really evaluate their business right now and how can I um, formulate a strategy later on. So I say, okay, I accept it, but if you can choose the company for safety, you can choose the company that well established and running already like 4 years for we can't say the 100 years in Vietnam, but maybe 20 years, 10 years and more is already good. And especially for the listed company, the company listed in the market, in the stock market, would be interesting. I recommend that you choose the companies from the stock market because you can collect a lot of information about them. Yeah.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
information.
And because they publish quite a lot of information, so you do not need to really careful of the copyright or property right or whatever because they published. So the information when it published, so you just use it and just cite, okay, that's from this source. You have no problem with other things, other problems. Okay. All right. So I think we do not have much time now. I want to wrap up today's lecture. Basically, today we already get to know each other. We know each other and we know our monitors, our groups, and we also know somehow about overall picture of the strategy. We know also about species management and two different concepts. I hope that you have your own understanding of what a strategy is, what species management is, the process, including 4 stages. And don't worry if you do not understand fully about those concepts because we just started and we have to spend like the whole course to understand those things. So don't worry. And I kindly ask you to talk together in your group members. Choose a company as one example for later on assignments. And the first assignment for your group is that you're sitting together and choose a company, explain why you choose that company. And next week, we can talk together. Yeah. And then maybe I can check on your understanding and maybe help you a little bit if you choose you make a good choice or somehow you need to think carefully before you go into that case. Yeah. Is that clear? Any questions for me? Oh, you're all silent. I know online classes sometimes it's like it becomes a group work, group discussion, just one lecturer and some students, and the other students may be already sleeping somewhere. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. Now I'm just wondering, what are you doing right now? So before we leave, could you please turn on the camera? Then I will check what are you doing now. Camera on, please. Oh, thank you. Really? Khánh Linh? I don't think Khánh Linh is. I see. Khánh Linh? Oh, okay, I see. I see you and then you off. Duyên, where Duyên? And Đạt, Quân, Minh Tâm. Okay. Make sure that you're still here. Wow. So next time I will check on some of you what you learned today. Well, all right. So see you next week.
Goodbye, teacher.
Yeah, have a nice weekend and yeah, bye bye.
Goodbye,
Bye
teacher.
bye. Bye.